So, here, this is Lord Potato, and this is, well, what if Naruto was neglected and ate two devil fruits? Part 6, the end of this what if. I should also mention, yes, this what if was inspired by Anime's King. What if, Anime's King part, channel 2 of what if Naruto was neglected and was adopted by the not neglected, was put to hell and was adopted by the raikage. But yeah, so of course links will be in the description for those two things, and also subscribe to what's it called, Anime Sensei, Iconic What Ifs, Obito What Ifs. So yeah, there's an Anime King, right? Yeah. So of course this is where, well, the links will all be in the description. But yeah, now this is going to be the end. But yeah. Now, no recaps because I already did this like yesterday. So let me begin into this what if. After Naruto, after the 5-year time skip, Naruto is now 8-3. And of course, Naruto, he's 17. This is where Naruto is now in his palace. His actual, not palace, the land all around him, most of the clouds, has become bigger and bigger. The whole island of the sky has become really big. More people has actually started kind of having more kids and other things. So a population to the sky of different races. Mostly not races. Different race. Naruto is human, of course, but he has two devil fruits and is considered God. Of course, this is where, others, there are different race of different types. Like, yeah. And of course, this is where, Naruto, he sees the 4 girls right in front of him. Samui, who's actually 7 feet. Junko, who's actually 7'1". Yamato, who's 7'2", not 7'2", 8'2", and Scarlet, who's actually 7'1", same height as Junko. So of course Naruto sees them, and this is where Naruto is smiling at them with a gentle smile. This is where they're smiling back because they're happy with Naruto. This is where Naruto, he's now, got information by Mr. 1, because Mr. 1 is kind of in the Akatsuki's telling, his lord and savior what's happening with the Akatsuki's. Naruto really doesn't care what the Akatsuki's do much. It's just, if not to bother him. He knows that the Naruto must have gotten captured because he just doesn't give a shit. But yeah, of course, where, Naruto, he sees, what's it called? Like, he kind of already felt, not felt, he thinks that, he already got information from Mr. 1 and other, spies around the whole 5 Great Nations about the Akatsuki's goal was to capture all the tail beasts. They already have the 1 tails, 2 tails, 3 tails, 4 tails, 5 tails, 6 tails, and 7 tails. They only need the 8 tails because it's been over a kind of week, or not a week, over a couple months. Naruto, when he just turned 17, it was over a couple of months. So yeah, a couple of months ago, like 6 months. And of course, Naruto really didn't help out the tail beasts. It's because Naruto doesn't care about the tail beasts. He has no connection to it, and no reason to help out those pathetic scums. So yeah. So of course, Naruto has just been kind of training more and, mastering his kind of lightning and even one devil fruit. But of course, it's where he's already good at observation hawking. He has observation hawking. He can actually sense the whole entire island. And of course, he also has, advanced observation hawking. The advanced observation hawking. So, has future sight and other things, but yeah. Of course, his armament hawking is one of the strongest. Well, not one of the strongest, as his observation hawking. His armament hawking is still, 3rd strongest, but it's pretty damn strong. He learned even advanced armament hawking, but yeah. And his conqueror's hawking is still as top tier number 2 shape, whatever. It's still as strong. But it's even stronger and he can knock out more people. But yeah. This is where, Naruto, he is, kind of just walking around his palace and just talking to people that, he's talking to Kuma about the technology. The technology around the whole Sky Island is actually grown more they are able to fly in future cars. The people that can't fly normally, yeah, it's kind of cars, and yeah, energy is usually the solar from the sky of the sun, and yeah, other things. Or powered by electricity from Naruto, because Naruto is able to use the lightning. So yeah. This is where he also did talk to, well, Dofi. Dofi actually managed to create devilfruits. And of course, managing to create, well, the devilfruits of like different elements, like fire, lava, magma, other things, yada yada yada. Obsidian, this. This is where, well, Naruto gave out those devilfruits to warriors that will be good in the battlefield if the Akatsuki ever dare to attack the Sky Island, or anyone dares to attack him. So yeah, of course, this is where what's it called? Mihawk and his kind of swordsmanship, other what's it called? Well, swordsmen like Zoro and other people, even Scarlet, has become better in swordsmanship and better to just become warriors and all that. So of course that compartment is doing good. And then Crocodile's compartment and getting information has been actually pretty damn well. It was actually more bigger than, well, Jiraiya's spy network. But yeah. This is where, well, Naruto, he's been getting information every time from Crocodile about other things that might be important, but some things that are not important, they just ignore it. But yeah. Or not ignore it, they have it kept kind of safe. They don't ignore it. This is where, well, Naruto, he is, well, his whole island is doing good. This is where Naruto, he can remember all the pain that he had when it was just like kind of when he was younger. When he was put through hell and everything. And even kind of meeting the raikage and then feeling like he was betrayed and other things. But now he feels happy to rule over his own kind of, well, he will say village, but at the same time, it's not like a village, like a kingdom from him. He walks around the whole, like, island, like the whole Sky Island and all that. Going through different places, people waving at him, kind of bowing down, saying, "Thank you, Lord," and other things. And Naruto just waves back, kind of just say it's okay not to bow down in front of him that much, but yeah. This is where, well, Naruto, he is feeling great. Very great. He is so happy. Nothing can actually go wrong. So, of course, this is where, well, the Great Shinobi Alliance actually started after, well, what's it called? The three villagers kind of heard about this. Kumo, what's it called? The sand and even the, earth. Well, yeah. What's it called? Yeah, earth. Country hearing about, well, the Akatsukis. And, of course, Obito's still starting the war. This is where the Akatsukis are all alive, except for Itachi. Itachi was actually killed by Sasuke in a little kind of arena battle. This is where, well, Itachi kind of did have his eyes activated, kind of like got removed. This is where Itachi didn't want to attack Sasuke. Instead wanted to kill Naruto, threw a kunai at Naruto, but Sasuke managed to block the kunai and went against Itachi and killed him fast enough. This is where, well, Sasuke also got his eyes as a gift, but yeah. And this is where, well, Itachi says, "I'm sorry, Sasuke." Dies. But yeah. This is where, well, Sasuke has the EMS, but yeah. Of course, Mento has actually became way closer with Sasuke for 6 months, but yeah. But other than that, we go into Naruto. Of course, Naruto got information about, well, from Mei, that a war is happening. A kind of great war. Well, a fourth great war. Starting with, well, the Akatsukis. And, well, the Akatsukis having, well, somewhat reanimation soldiers. And also white Zetsus. And the Akatsukis. Now, who was the one to reanimation almost all of them? Because if I can remember right, what's it called? Kabuto. Kabuto was killed, if I can remember right. Did I kill him? Or did I just kill Orochimaru? Oh no, Kabuto is still alive. So Kabuto is there with also some of the sound ninjas that he managed to survive. But yeah, he managed to escape from the giant lightning bolt, but yeah. Of course, he was really hurt, so that's why he had to experiment him experiment himself way earlier than yeah, and of course kind of survive. This is where he's doing reanimations, and is right now seeing all of them. Now he doesn't have any DNA for Itachi because he thought that Itachi was destroyed after that lightning bolt. This is where Pain was actually taken out of the photo when well, not taken out of the photo. Instead, Obito decided to keep using him, seeing that he still has use, and Nagato is still kind of just in a machine. But yeah, and so the war is starting, and this is where the Raikage did ask Mei for help. This is where Mei didn't know what to do, but this is where Naruto did contact her with a snail because Naruto did give her a snail. Or not a snail, mostly a kind of phone to kind of contact her. And this is where Naruto says it'll be fine, just do it. This is where, well, Mei kind of nodded and decided to be in an alliance. But this is where she kind of had her own demands. Do not attack any people that come from the sky. This is where Kurotsuki is confused until she remembers that one day, that one kind of day that everything went wrong with the Leaf Village. The Raikage narrowed his eyes, knowing that Mei is kind of alliance with Eneru. And of course, this is where, well, the Sand Village, what's it called, Kazakage, is actually Tomari. She managed to escape. Well, not managing to escape. There's another person, her name is, Kazana? Yeah, you know Kazana. And of course, this is where she is confused about Sky People. She is the only one kind of related towards the Kazakage and the, well, others. So yeah, she's like a distant cousin, but yeah. Of course, this is where Kurotsuki is angry because she does not like the Sky People. And even if she dare even try to attack the Sky People, Aneta will strike her village town and obliterate it in an instant. This is where the Raikage understands and nodded. Kazana also nodded, she was fine with it. This is where Kurotsuki grumbles and just nodded. This is where Mei agree and says, good, then let's start. This is where, well, the Shinobi Alliance is actually led by other people. Kazana is actually one of them to kind of lead. The Raikage is kind of still in the original canon of it. This is where, well, Mei is also kind of like not leading her army. This is where it's mostly the Seven Swordsmen that are kind of leading different armies. But yeah, but of course, a bunch of people are kind of leading this and that. That's where Naruto did get information from Mei about the army. That's where Naruto nodded. Now, let me go into a kind of flashback I forgot to mention. The Naruto did kind of meet some, well, people that were on the sky that can fly. That had a kind of machinery that to fly. This is where, well, this machine that has some machinery to fly. It was some ninjas that were kind of called the Sky Ninjas or whatever, and Naruto easily took them all out and helped a kind of priestess, helped a girl with red hair to stop her kind of insane doctor guy or whatever. And Naruto was only there because he accidentally stumbled upon this. But of course, he saw the technology and decided to take all the technology. So Kuma can actually, well, fix the technology and then give it towards, well, Mei. So of course, most of Mei's, ninjas has, well, that technology to fly. This is where, well, they are able to fly, yeah. This is where, well, Mei is very happy for that technology, but yeah. This is where Naruto, he is just going to strike anyone down that dares attack his, well, island, but yeah. He told almost everyone on his island to get on guard because a war will start. And if this kind of Akazis or anything decides to attack the Sky Island, Eneru will strike them down without any mercy. So when the war began, and of course this is where everyone started fighting each other. This is where, well, not fighting each other, mostly fighting against the Akatsuki and everyone. There's the reanimations and they were getting sealed away pretty easily. Well, kind of easily. Minato no Mikaze, he cannot be reanimated because, well, there was no body and, like, Orochimaru was gone. Minato was gone. They couldn't be reanimating those. And trying to reanimate, like, the first, second, and third, well, that was also impossible because the mask for them to be reanimated. We're also in the Konoha village, but that whole place is gone. The Tsuchikage is gone. The Kazekage is kind of not known where it is at. And of course, is where, well, the Kazekage is known. And of course, it's where they are reanimated. Like, some people in original canon were reanimated, but yeah. This is where Killer Bee and Yujita are right now fighting against him, but yeah. This is where not four. A lot of people from Sky Island decide to help the ones that are on the bottom and all that. Near, what's it called? Well, the Mist Village. Because May did ask for it. And of course, this is where, it was just some guards that weren't as powerful, but they were still powerful and using armor and hawk and other things, but yeah. They were just protecting the Mist Village. This is where Naruto decides to go down. Of course, he did kind of tell Yamato, Junko, Scarlet, and even Samui in where they wanted to go, and they will be sent there. This is where, Samui, I should mention, she ate a devil fruit that allows her body to kind of, what's it called? Well, not body. She ate a devil fruit that is similar towards, Naruto, but instead of being, the lightning devil fruit, like his, like a Logia type, it's actually a premonition type. This is where Yamato still has her own devil fruit, just like original canon One Piece. I don't remember what it is, but I do remember it's a Zoan type. And of course, this is where, what's it called? Also, Junko has her own devil fruit that allows her to, be great in war and get way more powerful in war. It's because of despair. Any person that feels despair on the battlefield should get stronger over it. This is where, Scarlet, she doesn't use any devil fruits because, she instead uses her sword. Her sword is this blade that's red. It's ruby red because it's basically made out of rubies. And of course, the handle is actually gold. This is where, she is going down also, but she can add armament hawking to the sword. And it does have a special effect to just burn people down with her sword because even though it's kind of made out of rubies, it also has a special chakra nature to kind of burn things instant. It has chakra metal inside the ruby but this chakra metal is kind of red and it's called fire chakra. Well, mostly, let me say that again. Fire nature chakra metal, so yeah. So anytime she adds kind of chakra or armor hawking, because she was trained with chakra by Naruto, she can easily cut people down and burn them easily. But yeah. This is where, a bunch of people are going down and all that. This is where Scarlet decides to follow Mihawk. This is where King also went with Mihawk and other people. This is where Junko kind of went with Yamato into a battlefield to kind of fight against, near what's called the Stone Village. This is where, Mihawk and his team with Scarlet went towards near the Sand Village. Not Sand Village, near kind of the battlefield of the sand and all. Sand country. And this is where, this is where Samui decides to go with Naruto towards, the Cloud Village. Near the Cloud Village, mostly. Or near where the battlefield should be at. This is where Naruto was kind of informed by Crocodile, when Crocodile also went to the sand, that, there's someone called Madara Uchiha who's right now beating the shit out of a bunch of people. And it's right now showing everyone what's good. This is where, Crocodile, he could go against him, but this is where he allowed Naruto instead to go against him. Crocodile does not really say that he's bad in his skills, he just knows that Naruto probably wiped this man instantly. This is where Naruto says, fine. Naruto, kind of thought about it and says, how about you go against Crocodile? He won't be able to use armament hawking, and besides, you're a Logia devil fruit user, so deal with it your own. This is where Crocodile says, thank God, I thought you were gonna ask me if I had to kind of hold back on this person. This is where Naruto says, no, not just do it. This is where Crocodile says, good. This is where, Naruto is kind of like walking with Samui to the cloud, near, Cloud Engines, and the Raikage kind of leading this army also. This is where, the Raikage is kind of dealing with some reanimations and white Zetsus. This is where Naruto can feel all the white Zetsus that are trying to blend in. This is where Naruto says, lightning striker heavily target. This is where, well, so many targets, like lightning bolt targets, were shot out from Naruto and went straight to the White Zetsus, and all the White Zetsus were confused. And this is where the ninjas were also confused because they're mix and match. Because you know how the Shinobi Alliance was mix and match and all that? Where like Cloud, Stone, Sand, let's call different other countries, but yeah. This is where the Raikage was confused, and this is where lightning hits them all down, mostly the White Zetsus, and kind of kills them all and turns them into trees. That's where Naruto says, pathetic. Hey there, Raikage-sama. This is where the Raikage says, Neru? Samui? This is where Naruto is actually taller than, well, the Raikage. Because Naruto's 8'3", while Samui is 7 feet. This is where, well, she says, hello there, Raikage. This is where Naruto says, hey. This is where, the Raikage said, hey. Don't attack me, just let us kind of defeat this war and then I'll talk to you later. Naruto says, I wasn't even here to attack you. I was here to help you. Well, okay. This is where, well, the Raikage sees that Naruto seems to not hate him entirely. He doesn't know what happened with the boy. He's just thinking that Minato did something stupid to kind of make the boy kind of rebel against Konoha and also rebel against the Cloud Village. But seems to not really attack any Cloud Ninjas or anything. So Naruto, he sees multiple White Zetsus going towards, well, the line that he's right now at. And Naruto says, he kind of has his golden staff. And he does have what's called those like drums on his back and all that. This is where he hits two of them and says, Lightning Dragon! Blasts through all of them. This is where, well, Amoe was there. And Amoe says, what the hell? Is that Naruto? Well, not Naruto. And Neru? This is where Amoe was kind of running. So that's why he was kind of running away from the White Zetsus. This is where, well, Naruto kind of looks at Amoe. And this is where Neru says, seriously? You are just running away from the White Zetsus? Really? This is where Amoe says, hey, I'm lazy, and I don't want to fight them. So, I didn't fight them. This is where Neru says, whatever, let me help you in this war. This is where, well, the war is actually going pretty damn kind of well. Like, the reanimations are actually getting destroyed pretty easily. Because people with Armament Hawking are easily destroying them, dispelling them. Kind of breaking the connection because Armament Hawking is able to kind of break through it. This is where Kabuto is realizing this, and of course, this is where, well, multiple people are kind of fighting against Madara. This is where Madara is right now fighting against, well, Crocodile. Every time he thinks he defeated Crocodile, Crocodile just reforms into sand and hits him with a hook. This is where Madara, when he reforms back into normal, this is where Madara says, interesting. It seems that you feel to be intangible into like sand. How has that been impossible? Crocodile says, don't know, don't care, and also gets split in half. That's where sand like slice spike, like think of like what was that one guy who's actually able to use kind of magma when what's called a Marineford Crocodile did kind of slice him before that guy can actually hit the Luffy that was kind of unconscious. So yeah, think of that when this Crocodile decides to do that to Madara. This is where Madara goes, he reforms back because he's a reanimation. This is where Madara is getting quite annoyed with Crocodile. This is where, well, Madara says, then let's see if you can defeat me when I use this. He goes into the Susanoo and of course pulls out the blades to try to attack, well, Crocodile. Crocodile just uses the sand to block half of the slices. But this is where, well, the slices do like slash, like energy slashes manage to get through. And this is where Crocodile is having to dodge. Or not really dodge, just stand still and get hit by them. And this is where, well, he gets through it because, well, first of all, he didn't get affected by any of it. This is where Crocodile says, it's pretty pathetic for you to even think. This is where Crocodile is still, like, think of how Gaara kind of managed to use light sand in the original canon to pull Madara out. Yeah, that's what Crocodile did. Because he can control the sand way better than, well, Gaara can. Because, well, Crocodile is a Logia type devil fruit sand. And of course, he actually did train in the 5 years to become stronger. So of course, he managed to pull out Madara. This is where Madara was shocked. This is where Crocodile says, Suna Suna! Knife? Let me say that again. He says, Suna Suna! Creation of knives! This is where he sends multiple knives, but they're like sand, but then turn into blades, and rushes towards what's it called? Well, Madara gets hit by all of them, and of course, this is where Madara managed to get through them because he's a reanimation, like I mentioned every time. So of course, he managed to regen. This is where Madara is saying, "You're pretty damn annoying." Where's Obito in the fucking Renegon? This is where, well, Obito is right now trying to get to, well, Pain. Pain actually gets defeated in an instant by, well, two people. One was named King and the other one was named Queen. They both kind of transform into their kind of Logia devilfruits. Or not Logia devilfruits, Zoan devilfruits. And of course they transform out of it, but this is where, well, King says, they are only puppets. I think we're supposed to look for the real one. This is where, well, Queen says, "Let's go then." This is where King says, "Ugh, whatever, let's just go." This is where, well, King managed to transform into the pterodactyl and managed to grab Queen and says, "Let's go then." Right now, flying towards, well, King thinks, well, using, well, not arbitration hawking. This is where, well, not King or Queen. This is where, Katakuri. This says that he actually found where that guy was at because Katakuri was there. This is where Katakuri points where it will be at. This is where King does pick up Queen to kind of go straight towards that place. And this is where Obito appears saying, "Hey there, Nagato." Nagato says, "What is happening in the war?" This is where Obito says, "Oh, something's happening." This is where Obito grabs him from the eye, ripping out one of his renegons. This is where Nagato says, "Ah!" This is where Konan says, You betrayed us? I knew it. I knew you were a scummy bastard." This is where, well, Obito says, "Yeah, I might be a scummy bastard, but you should look behind you." This is where Konan turns around, but this is where Kisame with Samahara cuts her down. This is where, well, Konan dies, and this is where Nagato says, "You bastard, Shinrai." This is where before he's able to use Shinrai Tensei. This is where, well, something happens. Some people smash through. This is where it's King and Queen. This is where Samahara and Kisame are right now having to fight against, well, King and Queen, trying to, well, block their attacks. This is where King is managing to grab Samahara with armament hawking. This is where Queen is shooting, well, Samahara with bullets. Poof, poof. This is where, well, Kisame is saying, "Damn it, Madara, you're gonna have to hurry this up." This is where Obito does put in the Renegon in one of his eyes and rushes for the other one. This is where, well, Nagato was confused with these people, but of course he had to try to use Shinrai Tensei again, but he kind of got distracted. So of course he's trying to put chakra until Obito managed to appear right in front of him, grabbing the other eye and stabbing him in the neck, saying, "Die." This is where, well, Nagato coughs up blood and dies. This is where he does have the other Renegon and does disappear. This is where, well, he uses Kamui, and this is where Kisame says, "Damn it, I'm gonna have to kind of stop you two from actually getting anywhere near, well, his plan." This is where, well, both King and Queen say, "Fine with us, but we should tell you one thing, our lord will not be very pleased with that." This is where Kisame says, "Then screw your lord." Tries to use what's called, well, pull out, well, yeah, pulls away Samahara and tries to cut both of them down. This is where King sent a very powerful flame, just burning them both down. Adding also armament hawking into it and just burning them down, turning them into black flames, but it wasn't armor toxin. This is where, well, Queen says, "Ah, damn it, we let one god away. Fuck. I hope Eneru doesn't get angry." This is where King says he probably won't get angry. He would just probably enjoy the battle himself. This is where King, well, mostly Queen says, "Got it. Well, we gotta go back into the battle, defeating all those pathetic white things." This is where King says, "Yeah. Tell, what they call Katakuri about what happened." So, of course, Katakuri did kind of tell Eneru about what happened from, well, King and Queen's report. This is where Naruto nods and says, "It's fine then. Let the person have whatever bullshit was from the red hair guy or whatever eyes." This is where, well, Madara managed to pull out, well, managed to absorb an attack from a very powerful ninja that attacked through a very powerful attack. Of course, it was not at the same level as what they call Naruto's attack, like the original canon, but this is where he managed to absorb it and got the Renegon. This is where, well, he says, Now I can easily defeat you, sand person. It's where Crocodile says, just call me the king of Alabasta. Crocodile, descendant lord. This is where, well, Madara says, whatever, you will not be able to defeat me this time. This is where he goes to fight against Crocodile. And of course, Crocodile is actually losing energy because, well, his stamina is not that high. And of course, he's about to get killed because he can't transform his body no more into, well, sand. And this is where before Crocodile can get hit by Madara's leg, this is where Madara's leg gets cut into a million pieces. This is where Madara was confused. Jumped away from, well, Crocodile, and Crocodile says, when were you gonna get here, you fucking bastard? Dofi laughs and thinks, sorry, I just had to go look into my outfits and see which one I wanted to wear in the war. This is where people like ninjas are confused with these tall figures. This is where, well, Crocodile says, you finally got here? Seriously, that's your stupid ass excuse? So bullshit then. This is where, well, Dofi says, oh, you can believe, you cannot believe, blah blah blah. Fuck you, loser. This is where Crocodile says, I'm gonna fucking end your life. This is where Doflamingo, well, not Doflamingo, Dofi says, you can try, but you know damn well that my father was way, well, not father, my great-grandfather was way stronger than your grandfather. This is where, well, he took out his tongue and even kind of, like, pull his, like, eye down and kind of go, This is where, well, Crocodile gets angry and says, why you? This is where Madara say, you realize that it's in the middle of the battle. You two do not have any time to play like children. This is where Crocodile gets up and says, you got this, Dofi. Fuck off. And don't lose to him, because if you do, I'm gonna laugh at you. Permission, devil fruit. This is where Dofi says, I will not lose to him. Besides, I'm stronger than you anyway. This is where, well, what's it called? Dofi says, huh? How am I gonna lose? You had a Logia type. It was just, why didn't you use Armament Hawking? This is where, well, Crocodile said, I didn't know if I can actually destroy him and all that with Armament Hawking. Because, well, some of my spies forgot to tell me. And I was in the middle of the battle kind of thinking I would be able to dry him up with my devilfruit. This is where Dofi says, you're an idiot. This is where Crocodile says, shut up and do your best, you idiot. This is where, well, Doflamingo says, with pleasure. Well, not Doflamingo, Dofi mostly. This is where, well, Crocodile says, whatever. He sits down on, like, top of a, like, pillar. Of course, sees, what's it called, the Kazekage getting seal. The one with golden sand managing to. This is where the Kazekage says, damn it. This is where the Raikage, the third Raikage is right now fighting against a bunch of the ninjas. And this is where, well, the third Raikage was about to, like, hit a couple ninjas to wipe them out. And this is where Crocodile uses sand spikes to kind of pierce him down. And this is where, well, he added Armament Hawking to the sand spikes to get rid of the Raikage. This is where a bunch of people are, thank God, and right now saying, God, that guy is very strong. We should probably not get on his bad side. They're all saying, this is where, well, Crocodile says, whatever. We are going to take over the the other nations. And I'm thinking of taking over the Sand Village, not to think about it. Besides, it's basically my home territory. Whatever. This is where, well, Dofi versus Madara. This is where Dofi puts Armament Hawking to his leg, and this is where Madara adds the Susanoo, and this is where the Armament kick goes, well, not through the Susanoo, because it was powerful enough to kind of block it. This is where Dofi gets pushed away, and this is where Dofi says, it's very interesting. You managed to block that. Very interesting indeed. Very interesting indeed. This is where Madara says, I will show you the power of a god. This is where he summons a meteor from the sky, and this is where Dofi says, holy shit. Crocodile, I need your help now. This is where Crocodile says, what? I'm tired. This is where he looks up and says, it's a meteor. I can survive that. This is where Dofi says, but I can't. I'm not fucking Logia type like you. This is where, well, wait a minute. This is where, well, Devilfruit is a permission type. And this is where, well, he says, I'm not a fucking not zone type. A Logia fruit like you, motherfucker. This is where Crocodile says, fine, I'll help you. San! Style of, what's it called? Not death. He says, destruction pierce, drill of, well, I was thinking of a god from Egypt, but I can't think of any god. So of course he summons a multiple piercing needles from sand to kind of start piercing the what's called meteor. And it kind of adds some cracks, and this is where Doflamingo says string. Well, not that had it 3 times, but he says string. What's it called? Net. That's why he sends a net up in the sky, cutting the meteor into a couple pieces. And this is where Madara says, interesting. You managed to survive the first one. This is where what's it called? Madara says, interesting. You managed to survive the first one, but can you survive the second one? This is where the second one comes, and the rubble is falling faster. Or Crocodile, he gets hit by it, but this is where he transforms into sand. This is where Doffy kind of just cuts all of it into a million pieces, and this is where they see the second meteor, and this is where Madara says, it seems that you will not be able to survive the second meteor. This is where Doffy and Crocodile were about to do something until they hear lightning style. 19 heavenly pillar of Thor's strike. This is where not heavenly pillar. It says let Thor strike. This is where they heard about that name, and this is where both Doffy and Crocodile manage to just jump away. This is where a lightning strikes smashes into the meteor, blowing it all away. This is where a hammer that was made out of lightning hits the ground, but then dissipates. This is where Madara widens his eyes. This is where he turns around. This is where he was in some of the Susanoo's body still, but this is where the Susanoo body is still kind of on the ground, but gets lifted up. This is where he says, "What the?" He turns around, seeing a man just standing there, being taller than him exactly. This is where Doffy and Crocodile notice who this person is, and this is Aneru. That's where Aneru says, "You two idiots should have just defeated him in an instant, awoken your damn devilfruits already." This is where they forgot about awakening, and this is where Naruto pushes up Madara up in the sky. This is where Madara dissipates his Susanoo, and he's right now just floating up in the sky. This is where he's not flying with his Susanoo. No, he can't move his body at all for a second. This is where Naruto's kind of manipulating the wind to kind of stop him from actually doing anything. That kind of making the wind pressure more thicker. This is where Madara says, "I see, so you must be someone that I must be careful with." This is where Naruto says, "You could say that. Hey, sealing team, hurry up and seal them." This is where the sealing team was about to seal Madara until, Obito appears killing them all, and Obito rushes towards, Naruto with a kind of metal rod straight towards Naruto's head. Naruto transforms his head into lightning, and Obito just goes through him. This is where Obito's like, "No, you're gonna die." This is where Naruto grabs him from the arm, and twists that arm to kind of break in the metal rod. This is where Obito gets angry. He growls and tries to kick at Naruto. This is where Naruto, he can't really transform his body into lightning because he's holding Obito, and he's right now using Logia Devilfruit of Wind. This is where Naruto decided to let go of both, both people that he's holding, and just transforms to lightning and just dissipates. Not dissipates, just gets right behind next to Obito. This is where Obito widens his eyes and gets punched in the face with a lightning cover up fist, but with armament hawking on it. So of course it turned into black lightning. This is where he smashed down to the ground, and this is where Madara goes down to the ground. That's where Madara says, "It seems that I might have to be fighting against someone stronger than those two." This is where Naruto says, "Yep, see if you can defeat me." Now I should mention what others what's called Akatsu members, they actually get to be, they all kind of get defeated. Let me mention about Kakuzu and Hidan. Hidan and Kakuzu were actually going against Yamato and Junko managed to kind of defeat, Kakuzu by destroying all his hearts. And this is where, for Hidan, he got his head hit so hard by Yamato with her club, smashing his head all the way up in space. This is where, Yamato says, "Look, new record, Junko. This is where Junko says, "Good job." This is where, well, next battle was what's called, well, Hidan and what's called Asari versus, well, how should I say, Kuma. Well, not Kuma. Basically, both Sabato and his brother named Dabi. This is where they basically burn both Sasori and Deidara with easily using their flames attack. But yeah, Sabato using his like orangey red flames, while Dabi using his blue cremation flames, just destroying them easily. Well, mostly almost destroying Deidara before Deidara was about to do an attack that would blow them up straight high if it wasn't for Shan to kind of use his dust release to kind of make a dust dome around Deidara, trying to make it thick enough so it wouldn't like explode both Deidara and well Sabo. This is where Deidara just did suicide himself, but yeah. This is where the next person that they had to fight was, well, a bunch of white Zetsus, mostly, This is where, well, Obito and Madara are the last ones who actually fight against the army. This is where Madara says, Obito says, yes, ghetto statue! This is where the ghetto statue appears, and this is where Madara says, hurry up and turn into the Ten Tails. This is where Obito has a seal up Nine Tails, like he pooped it up, because he managed to grab the Nine Tails to actually manage to get all his chakra return. And this is where he gets thrown into the ghetto statue, because he's still in the humanoid figure. But this is where, well, the ghetto statue transforms into the Ten Tails, and this is where everyone says, shit, the Ten Tails. Naruto says, what the hell is that? This is where, well, all of them is kind of wondering what the hell is that, and this is where Obito says, it's now my turn. He seals the ten tails inside him and becomes the new Ten Tails Jinchuriki. He sees Naruto, rushes at Naruto intending to kill him. As for Naruto, he says, what are you trying to do? He sees the black rod and dodges it. This is where, Naruto used the future sense and saw that thing would have killed him. This is where he sees the black rods around, well, Obito, not black rods entirely, but it was turned into a black rod. It's mostly the true seeking orbs. This is where Naruto says, interesting, those things would have killed me in an instant. But it seems I will have to fight you. This is where Madara says, so I still have the Renegon that Obito managed to give me. This is where Black Zetsu is hiding around. And this is where, well, Obito's right now fighting against, Naruto. And this is where Naruto just sends multiple lightning bolts into, Obito by just shooting lightning bolts. And this is where Obito is right now just feeling the electricity inside him. This is where he's trying not to, but every time he tries to get near Naruto, Naruto just zaps away and kicks him down to the ground. Naruto's easily defeating, Obito. Because Naruto has future sight, has very powerful arbitration hacking, and is right now very faster than, way faster than Obito. This is where Obito, he gets up, and this is where Obito says, I will not die. Now I should mention that Kabuto actually did get killed by, a person that can transform his body into a light. He managed to just kind of shoot Kabuto in the head with a light attack, and all the reanimations are getting kind of destroyed. This is where Madara realizes, but he managed to kind of use the Renegon to rebirth himself, but yeah. This is where he's seeing, Madara's now in his kind of, true power and all that. He's no more longer in the reanimation. And this is where he sees Obito kind of fighting against, Naruto. Seeing that Obito's easily dodging, not dodging, mostly kind of getting his ass kicked. And this is where, Naruto says, you should give up. This is where Naruto grabs him from both arms and says, lightning style, 1 billion volts. This is where Obito is right now shocked to the core. This is where, Obito says, no. This is where he's kind of losing conscious until he gets a flashback of Ren. And this is where, he's kind of getting his heart, kind of open more. And this is where Naruto, he's not doing talking no jutsu, he's just zapping his head into so much lightning that Obito is kind of remembering Ren. And of course, seeing that, Naruto is kind of blocking him, his way from, getting Ren and getting the Tsukiyomi. This is where he says, I won't lose. This is where he says, meteor shower. This is where multiple meteors, not multiple meteors, not saying multiple meteor shower. This is where he rushes at Naruto, making a black ball in his hand and trying to hit Naruto with it. This is where Naruto puts armament hawking and punches the black ball and destroying it with his armament hawking. This is where Obito widens his eyes and says, "Damn it, I won't die." This is where Naruto says, "What are you even fighting for? This war seems pointless. I thought you were fighting for, well, something important, but here seems to be fighting for something retarded." It's where Obito says, "Something retarded? Something retarded? Rin is not retarded. She's the only one that I have to kill." This is where Naruto stabs him right in the heart with a lightning arm, and this is where Naruto has his heart and crushes it. This is where Obito goes, "Damn it." This is where he tries to, well, reform his heart until Naruto says, "You're really annoying. You know that? Fine, I will have to just kill you." This is where, before, Obito was killed, Madara did tell Black Zetsu to kind of take the 10 toes from Obito and give it towards him. This is where, well, he does that, and of course, Obito says, "What are you doing?" The 10 toes was taken out of Obito, and of course, where Madara, he did bring out the other Rinnegan that he had, well, kind of gave by, Obito? Well, not Obito, mostly got the other Rinnegan from, how should I say, Black Zetsu. And this is where Obito says, what are you doing?" This is where Madara says, "You took too long. We need to start this infamous Tsukiyomi and put everyone in the dream world. Now I'll show you what true power is." This is where Madara transformed into the next 10 tails. This is where the new 10 tails. This is where Madara says, "Now I'll be able to defeat you." This is where Naruto says, "Okay." That's where Madara says, "Now behold, multiple meteor shower." Multiple meteors appear, and this is where Naruto says, "I should probably end this whole thing." Fine, let me end this now. This is where Naruto says, lightning style, what's it called? This is where he says, lightning style, 9 heavenly pillars. 9 heavenly pillars, just around both him and Madara, and strikes down. This is where Madara widens his eyes. His meteors will destroy, and Black Zetsu widens his eyes. This is where Black Zetsu is right now into, like, kind of hurt really bad. Think of, like, when Madara was really hurt against, well, 8 gate, what's it called? Might Guy. This is where Madara says, "You were pathetic. You should have your own attack." That's where Naruto appeared, transforming into lightning, saying, "What do you mean, kill myself?" This is where Madara widened his eyes and saying, "I see, so he didn't die. Let me show you that I can reform back." This is where he also did summon the Tsukiyomi first, and trying to, not Tsukiyomi, the tree first. And this is where, well, he says, "Let me show you." Well, the tree was already formed, I should have mentioned, fuck. But yeah, this is where Madara says, he hears the sound absorb him, well, absorb the tree. This is where he absorbs it, has the now running Sharingan. And of course, this is where, well, he says, "Now, behold true power." This is where Naruto was not really amused at this. He really didn't care. That's where Madara appeared right in front of him. But this is where Naruto easily dodge and attack left, right, down, up, down, right. Because he's using Future Sight and Opposition Hawking. Easily dodging. This is where, well, he then put Armament Hawking to his leg, kicks Madara in the stomach. Madara goes, "Kuh! Damn it. Kuh! Damn it." This is where Naruto says, "You done?" This is where Madara says, "You think I'm done?" "Yeah, right." This is where, well, Naruto hears a, like, voice behind him, and he hears, well, Samui. This is where Naruto says, "Samui?" This is where Samui was right now next to him, because Black Zetsu was behind her. Black Zetsu managed to take over her body, and this is where it was a kind of Kuma ninja, and this is where Black Zetsu says, "Let Madara kill you, you pathetic weakling." This is where, well, Madara says, "This is my perfect chance." This is where somebody says, "Naruto, watch out." This is where Naruto says, "What do you mean?" He was going to use Opposition Hawking to dodge it, but of course he gets hit in the heart. This is where Naruto says, "Damn it, my guard down." This is where, well, Black Zetsu says, now I get to kill her anyway. This is where Somebody says, oh, no, you don't. She was about to use what they call her lightning permission devil fruit. But of course, this is where Madara managed to use the true seeking orbs and hit her in the, what's it called, stomach, killing her. This is where Naruto says, Samui. This is where everyone is horrified. And of course, Crocodile and Doflamingo were about to jump in. Of course, this is where the army of both was called Naruto's army mostly. And even May coming towards to see what's happening. And this is where the Raikage say, Samui, Naruto! Or not Naruto, and Naru! This is where, well, did I? Yeah, so Yujito and Killer Bee are actually dead, so I forgot to mention those. But yeah, this is where, well, Raikage is pissed. This is where he says, no, I can't lose you just like I lost Yujito and Killer Bee. No. This is where he transformed his body to lightning and right now tries to fight against, well, Madara. This is where Naruto went into this empty void. This is where Naruto says, ah, shit, I'm dead. Fuck. I let everyone down. Ugh. Why did I let down my guard? And Samuel is dead because of me. I should have used my devil fruit ore. Damn it. This is where Naruto looks up and sees an old man kind of floating there. And of course, this is where it's Hashirama. Hashirama says, hello there, Naruto. Since, well, Sasuke isn't dead and Sasuke's right now in the war, I would give you, well, both the seal of Moon and Sun because you'll be the fastest one to actually take care of him. Because, well, what's it called? Sasuke, he does have Indira's reincarnation, but you're shown to be way powerful than Indira and Ashura. I'm just here to give you a seal that will allow you to seal my mother away. So he does explain who his mother is and blah blah blah. And this is where Naruto nodded. This is where Naruto says, I see. This is where, well, Hashirama did ask him, what is his dream? This is where Naruto says, to take over all 5 great nations and make them under my rule. So none of war or pain can happen again. This is where, well, Hashirama says, not Hashirama, Hagoromo. Bleh, I've been saying Hashirama for a while. Hagoromo says, I see. And I guess I will let you have the 2 seals. If that's the goal you will have, then I guess you will have it. This is where Naruto has the 2 seals, the Moon and Sun. Even though he is shown not to be Indira's reincarnation. Oh, no, never mind. Sasuke is, well, not Indira's reincarnation. Naruto's actually, what's it called, not Indira's reincarnation or Ashura's, but Hagoromo was the only one, he can only contact Naruto, because even though Naruto didn't have Ashura's reincarnation, he decided to contact him, to give him the Sun and Moon, because he can see Naruto's powerful. This is where Hagoromo says, even though you're not, what's it called, Ashura or Indira's reincarnation, I will still help you, because you didn't kill my brother, well, not my brother, my 2 children, what's called reincarnation. And I can see that you're a good person. So I'm willing to help you save the world. That's where Naruto says, fine, old man, I'll decide to help you to get rid of, well, Kaguya. That's where Hagoromo says, yeah, thank you for me. Well, thank you. This is where Naruto nodded. This is where Naruto gets brought back to life. And this is where Naruto has the Sun and Moon. And this is where I should mention that Naruto's eyes are pulsating. With one is like bluish color with extremely lightning blue color and wind color. Because we go into another flashback. Naruto, before being brought back to life, he went into his mindscape meeting the 2 original Devil Fruit users. One is named Eneru and the other one is Crocodile. Well, not Crocodile, Dragon. This is where both of them talks to Naruto and of course allows him to fully awaken the 2 Devil Fruit powers. And of course these 2 Devil Fruits were never actually, well, Logias. Instead they were actually God Devil Fruits. This is where Naruto, his power is pulsating. One is lightning blue color and the other one is wind color. Well, a wind kind of greenish color. This is where, well, in the middle of the eye, instead of just pulsating with that much power, the lightning color blue has a moon crest in his eye, and the other one has a sun crest, the wind greenish color. This is where, of course, they do have the seal. Well, Naruto does have the seal in his hands, But of course, this is where Naruto, he sees someone and kind of pulsates lightning using the, not lightning. He uses lightning with the moon seal that he has, the chakra from the Sage of Six Path, managed to revive her. This is where Samuel is confused. This is where somebody says, Naruto? Naruto says, stay here, Samuel. I need to do something. This is where the raikage, all the Kages are right now trying to fight against, Madara, and Madara is laughing, saying he will not die because he is the strongest. This is where he's laughing at all of them, and this is where he says, it's time for the infamous Suki. This is where Naruto appears, punching him in the stomach. This is where Madara coughed up blood, sending into multiple walls. This is where Naruto says, Raikage, Dono, Mei-sama, and, Kazana and Kurisuki-chan. You need to go. I'll be fighting Madara. This is where Raikage says, Neru? This is where Mei says, Neru? This is where Naruto says, it's not my time to actually fight him. That's where Naruto rushes towards Madara, blitzing him, using wind spikes from, wind creation, wind spears from the sky, smashing it into Madara, and Madara is coughing up blood. That's where Naruto uses lightning and wind arrows, and of course, he mostly says wind arrows with lightning creation in it, so of course he can send multiple lightning wind arrows into, Madara. This is where Madara gets, pierced, and this is where Madara coughed up. He says, damn it, I can't lose. This is where Naruto appears, having both Sun and Moon crest, putting it into, Madara. Before putting it into Madara, Black Sister did betray him, so Kaguya can be brought back. And this is where, Black Sister says, I guess you lost, fake god. This is where, Kaguya got brought back. This is where Naruto's right now in front of, Madara before he even puts the seals into Madara, but this is where Kaguya got brought back. This is where Naruto was pushed back a little bit. This is where Naruto says, I see, so I'll be fighting against you. This is where Kaguya says, who are you? Naruto says, none of your business. This is where Naruto, he started pulsating with more power with lightning and wind, activating, the Zoan abilities. He was right now using the Logia abilities and even permission abilities, but now he awoke into the Zoan abilities. This is where Naruto's body changed. Somewhat changed. Kind of, one side became fully lightning, while the other side became fully wind. But of course, this is where one side had a figure behind Naruto, or both sides had two figures behind Naruto. The lightning side had Raijin, who is the god of lightning, and the other side was the god of wind named Fujin. This is where Naruto, he says, I'll defeat you. This is where Kaguya was surprised, seeing the god of lightning and the god of wind here, because she has heard of those when she was actually in Uzutsuki, still in the Uzutsuki world. She heard about these gods. She was confused. How can this boy be able to be, unless Naruto was chosen by these gods before? Naruto's powers, devilfruits, were actually kind of god devilfruits. They weren't just a Zoan type, or not a Zoan type, a Logia type. This is where Naruto says, let me show you what I have now. Naruto can control the wind and appear 40 hurricanes right now, right next to Kaguya. This is where Kaguya widened her eyes, and she's just spinning around everywhere around the tornado and twister, kind of just pushing her around everywhere. This is where Kaguya is trying to stabilize. This is where Kaguya sends an attack towards Naruto, and Naruto says, lightning sword pierce. Well, not lightning, let me say it again. He says, lightning spear. He pierces through the, through the, he mostly coated his hand into lightning. His hand was already in lightning, and he says spear, and just pierces through the attack, rushes to Kaguya, and cuts one of her arms off. This is where Kaguya widened her eyes. This is where Naruto says wind star, wind bring. This is where he brings Kaguya's arm, and this is where he throws it back at Kaguya. Kaguya managed to catch it and says, why did you give me? This is where Naruto appears, saying, because of this Sun and Moon crest seal. He seals both Black and Kaguya away. This is where Kaguya widened her eyes, saying, no, I can't be sealed. Could it be that Hagoromo knew about your power? This is where Naruto says, I will be a god while you are nothing only below me, you pathetic bitch. she was sealed back into the moon. And this is where, well, Naruto, he's right now just on the ground. We go 30 minutes, well, not 30 minutes later, 30 seconds later, and Naruto's on the ground, kind of sleeping. This is where, well, someone rushes towards Naruto and says, Naruto! Junko and even Yamato does see it and saw the whole power of ballistic power, and they kind of run towards Naruto, even Scarlet. This is where they thought Naruto was dead, and Naruto kind of knew they were kind of near him, and of course telling him, Naruto, don't die. This is where Naruto was kind of laughing in his mind. This is where Naruto's like, boo. This is where all of them say, you idiot. Poof. Naruto's like, ow. I just wanted to scare you. Come on. It was funny, wasn't it? So they say, no, it wasn't, you idiot. This is where Naruto laughs and says, I guess not. So where, well, they say, you idiot, I thought you were scared her to death. This is where Naruto says, I guess, I just wanted to scare you, come on, it was just funny. This is where they say, we will punch you again. This is where Naruto says, wait, don't get me. This is where they say, fine. This is where Naruto gets up, sees all the Kages, and this is where Naruto, he's standing up, and this is where Naruto says, I'm here to take over all the the 4 great nations, and put them under my control. If you dare resist, I will kill you. This is where the raikage, he decides to kind of bow down. This is where she bow down like fast because she follows Naruto anywhere. That's where the raikage bows down, even though he's the most prideful. He didn't want to lose Samui and Naruto, and he definitely doesn't want to fight against Naruto when Naruto's able to defeat a goddess. This is where, well, Kazena, she kind of just bowed down. She didn't really care. She didn't really want to even be the whole Kazekage bullshit, and didn't want to deal with any paperwork. Kurisuki was the only angry one, and this is where Kurisuki says, fine, but you know you have to do something for me. That's where Naruto says, fine. This is where, well, all the 4 great nations are now under Naruto. Naruto didn't even need to kind of destroy them. The only one that he had to destroy was a Leaf Village, but really he didn't care. This is where, well, Naruto, he is just looking, well, we go into kind of 10 years later. Well, kind of 11 years later. Naruto is now 28, and Naruto's like, well, now at the height of, well, he's now at the height of 8, 9, and of course, this is where Naruto hears kids kind of running towards him. Naruto's right now in his palace, just sitting there, and kind of just thinking what to do next. And this is where, well, not his palace. He's sitting in a room he's right now just laying upon, well, bed and all that. And this is where he wakes up because the door opens multiple times. And this is where Naruto kind of wakes up and looks in front of him, seeing multiple kids. Some of them are kind of, well, a little bit older than others, but they're right now saying, Dad, Dad, Dad. This is where Naruto smiles and says, hey there. This is where some of them are, well, there's actually 5, well, not 5. There's 10 in total. Kind of, well, 2 from Samui, 2 from, Junko, 2 from, Scarlet, 1 from Yamato, well, actually, you know, you can just count from whatever happened. But yeah, there's not 10, there's actually 6 instead, but yeah. And of course, this is where, well, Naruto says, hello there. This is where all of them says, can we go outside? Yeah, can we go outside? They're kind of screaming at Naruto. Naruto says, fine, let's just go outside. This is where Naruto, he looks at mostly his wipes. And his wipes contains of, well, Samui, Yamato, Scarlet, Junko, and even Kurisuki. Because Kurisuki needed someone because, well, she was kind of lonely because after Naruto kind of accidentally killed her grandfather. Or, well, not Naruto's children, not from Kurisuki. Kurisuki kind of got along with, well, Dofi, but yeah. This is where, well, he goes outside and he looks outside. Everything around him is futuristic. And of course, some people are flying in cars, some people are flying in jetpacks, and others he looks down from his, kingdom, mostly up, like, down to the ground. People below are right now just driving in cars or other things, but yeah. It's mostly the four great nations decide to band together and make one giant kingdom, with the clouds still being up on top and Naruto being somewhat the god. This is where, Naruto smiles and says, I guess this was the best ending that there could have been. What will happen next? Naruto already did defeat Ishiki and even, Tomorrow, that was in the sky, but yeah. Naruto says, so, let's go, kids. This is where all of them decide to follow Naruto and flies with their own kind of abilities. This is where they follow Naruto into the city. This is where, this is the end of this what if. The end of this what if Naruto was neglected and ate 2 devil fruits. But yeah. Have a nice potato day, potato night, potato seed, potato. And yeah, this is the end. There's no part 8, there's no part 9, no part 10. Don't ignore me. Or not ignore me. Annoy me, or yeah, you can ignore me. But yeah, bye-bye. I'm going to go do something, but yeah, bye.